In the world of improvised theatre, there's a fun little game called dolphin training, and it goes something like this. One player is sent out of the room, and everyone else, let's call them the audience, decides on something they want that person to do when they return. It could be stand on a chair, pick up a mug and move it to the other side of the room, anything really. Now the player is brought back into the room, and from that point on, no one's allowed to speak. Of course, the player has no idea what they're supposed to do, and so they just start trying things out to experiment. And in fact, the more they try, the better, because it's up to the audience to guide the player towards doing the right thing, but by making a single noise, a happy ding. So if the player moves in the right direction, they get a ding. If they don't, they get silence. Or at least that's how it's supposed to happen, because typically it doesn't take long for someone in the audience to start making negative noises to let the player know they're doing the wrong thing. They can't help themselves. A bit like you might warn a dog away from eating a sausage off the table. Now, what I love about this game is that it helps teams to build a dynamic of positive encouragement. The more often you play it, the more comfortable players become with one another, the more relaxed they become, the more willing they are to experiment and to try things on stage and to use positive signals as a way of encouraging one another, which ultimately improves the overall experience of performing as a group. I often think of this game when I'm facilitating meetings and workshops, because in that setting at least, I don't think we're very good at giving one another positive encouragement. Often when people speak, they do so into a sea of silence and blank faces, and the speaker can be left wondering what everyone else is thinking. And before they have the chance to find out, someone else speaks and the conversation moves on. That whole experience is only amplified when it comes to online meetings, where the silence you feel as you talk to a screen can be excruciating, made only worse if people haven't turned their cameras on. Now, because most of us are still experimenting with virtual meetings and how to run them well, I've been taking the opportunity when I'm facilitating to explicitly invite participants to offer one another positive encouragement. Ding! And I have to say, I've been pleasantly surprised how quick people have been to find ways of doing that. Now, one simple way is by using the chat function in video platforms to drop encouraging comments. Things like, I love that point, or totally agree, or would love to hear more. And then platforms like Teams and Zoom both offer little emojis that you can activate on your screen. Thumbs up, hand claps, and other visual delights. It's simple, but it creates a really nice effect. The other thing I've noticed about encouragement, though, is that it is infectious. Once one person starts encouraging, others often follow suit. So, have the courage to be the first encourager. Whether that's a reinforcing comment, a non-verbal cue such as a little nod or a big smile, or when appropriate, a declaration of sheer delight. Or even just the little emojis. Ask yourself, what can I do to encourage others, to light up the path for them? And then have the courage to do it. I'd love to hear from you with your own experiences on this topic and any other suggestions you have about the best way of fostering positive encouragement in your own group meetings. Meanwhile, if you'd like to receive thought starters like this straight to your inbox, you can sign up at simondowling.com.au/subscribe. Okay, that's it from me. I shall see you next time. All right, Flicker, where were we? Good dolphin.